Have you ever wondered how smugglers outsmart some of the most advanced law enforcement agencies in the world? Imagine an entire submarine, not for exploration, but for evasion. A vessel engineered to disappear into the ocean's shadows. The story of Narco Submarines isn't just about crime. It's a tale of unmatched ingenuity and relentless adaptation. In the late 20th century, drug cartels faced an escalating problem: getting illicit goods from South America to the U.S. without detection. At first, planes and fast boats ruled the smuggling scene, but advances in radar and surveillance rendered these methods nearly obsolete. Traditional routes became increasingly dangerous, forcing smugglers to look toward the vast, uncharted expanse of the ocean. The idea of a narco submarine may sound like something from a Hollywood movie, but its origins are rooted in desperation and creativity. In coastal towns of Colombia, engineers with limited resources but boundless ingenuity began crafting vessels capable of blending into the ocean, bypassing the scrutiny of air and sea patrols. But designing an underwater vessel wasn't easy. These makeshift engineers weren't working with cutting-edge technology or unlimited budgets. Instead, they faced daunting challenges: finding materials, creating reliable propulsion systems, and ensuring the craft could navigate thousands of miles undetected. And let's not forget the human factor. How could a small crew endure weeks in confined, poorly ventilated spaces without succumbing to the crushing isolation of the ocean? Beyond the technical obstacles, there was the constant threat of discovery. Every test run carried enormous risks. A single mistake could lead to imprisonment, or worse. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Imagine being a crew member on one of these submarines. The air inside grows thick and stale after days at sea. Every creak of the hull feels like a harbinger of doom, as if the ocean itself is conspiring to swallow you whole. Sleep is fleeting, plagued by the knowledge that one sonar ping or patrolling ship could mean the end. For the engineers and crew, the pain wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Each journey was a gamble with lives, livelihoods, and legacies on the line. Then came the breakthrough. A group of engineers, drawing inspiration from fishing vessels and military submarines, developed semi-submersibles. These hybrid crafts could skim just below the ocean's surface, rendering them nearly invisible to radar. Later designs would evolve into fully submersible vessels, capable of traveling thousands of miles underwater. They were powered by diesel engines equipped with GPS systems, and even built with ballast tanks to control buoyancy. What began as a crude experiment transformed into a sophisticated operation. This wasn't just smuggling, it was engineering genius born from necessity. Would you dare to step inside one of these submarines? Many wouldn't, but for the people who did, it was a matter of survival. And here's the most surprising part. These vessels weren't just designed to evade capture, they were masterpieces of covert engineering. How did they manage to remain undetected for so long? What secrets lie beneath their clever designs? The ingenuity behind narco submarines is a testament to human adaptability and resourcefulness, driven by high stakes and unrelenting challenges. These vessels represent a unique blend of stealth, efficiency, and engineering brilliance, designed to outwit some of the most advanced detection systems in the world. Let's dive deep into the extraordinary features, innovations, and operational details that make these submarines remarkable. The cornerstone of narco submarines' success lies in their stealth. Unlike conventional ships or aircraft that rely on speed and maneuverability, these vessels are designed to blend seamlessly into their environment, effectively becoming invisible to radar, sonar, and even the naked eye. Narco submarines are painted in shades of blue, gray, or green, carefully chosen to match the ocean's colors. This simple yet effective camouflage ensures they remain undetected by aerial surveillance or patrolling ships. From above, they appear as faint shadows, indistinguishable from the surrounding water. Most narco submarines are semi-submersibles, meaning they float just below the waterline, leaving only a small portion of the hull exposed. This reduces their visibility to radar and eliminates the distinctive wake that traditional boats leave behind. The engines are carefully enclosed and insulated to minimize noise. By operating at low RPMs and avoiding high-speed movements, These vessels produce an acoustic signature that is nearly imperceptible to sonar systems. Some advanced models are designed to minimize heat emissions, making them harder to detect with infrared sensors. This level of attention to stealth showcases the extraordinary lengths cartels go to in order to remain undetected. The construction of narco submarines is a study in efficiency. Built to carry heavy payloads while remaining undetectable, these vessels utilize innovative materials and clever design choices. The hulls are typically made of fiberglass, a material known for its lightweight properties and resistance to corrosion. Fiberglass is also relatively easy to shape, allowing builders to create streamlined designs that reduce drag and noise in the water. Additionally, it is less reflective to radar compared to metal, enhancing the vessel's stealth capabilities. The submarines are designed with sleek, hydrodynamic profiles that minimize water resistance. This allows them to move through the water efficiently while consuming less fuel, making long-distance travel possible. The streamlined design also helps reduce noise, as water flows smoothly around the vessel. The propulsion systems in narco submarines are specifically chosen for their quiet operation. Diesel engines, while not the most advanced option, are commonly used because they are reliable and can be modified for stealth. The engines are mounted on vibration dampening supports to minimize noise and are typically operated at low power to avoid detection. To maintain stability and control buoyancy, the submarines are equipped with ballast tanks. These tanks can be filled with water to make the vessel heavier and help it submerge or drain to bring it closer to the surface. This simple yet effective system allows the submarines to operate at various depths depending on the situation. Traveling thousands of miles across open oceans requires precise navigation, and narco submarines are equipped with technology that rivals even some commercial vessels. Every narco submarine is fitted with GPS navigation, allowing the crew to chart precise courses across the ocean. Smugglers often plan their routes to avoid known patrol zones, international shipping lanes, and high-traffic areas. The GPS ensures they can follow these carefully planned paths, even in the vast and featureless expanse of the open sea. Some advanced models are equipped with satellite communication systems, enabling real-time updates on weather conditions, patrol movements, and rendezvous points. This allows the crew to adjust their route as needed, further reducing the risk of detection. In recent years, fully autonomous narco submarines have emerged. These vessels are pre-programmed with a route and can travel without a crew, eliminating the risk of human error and reducing the likelihood of capture. This represents a significant leap forward in the evolution of these submarines. Life aboard a narco submarine is far from luxurious. These vessels are designed with one purpose in mind: transporting contraband. As such, crew accommodations are minimal, prioritizing functionality over comfort. The interior of a narco submarine is incredibly cramped. Most vessels are just large enough to accommodate a small crew, typically 2 to 4 people. The crew must share the limited space with the cargo, leaving little room to move or rest. There are no modern conveniences on these submarines. Food and water are rationed, and waste disposal systems are rudimentary at best. Crew members must endure harsh conditions, including poor ventilation, high humidity, and the constant threat of detection. Despite their Spartan conditions, the submarines are equipped with basic survival gear, including life jackets, emergency oxygen supplies, and communication devices. In the event of a malfunction or detection, the crew must be prepared to abandon ship and attempt to evade capture. One of the most fascinating aspects of narco submarines is their construction. These vessels are not built in traditional shipyards, but in clandestine workshops, hidden deep in the jungles of Colombia and other South American countries. The construction process is shrouded in secrecy. Workshops are located in remote areas, accessible only by narrow paths or waterways. These locations are heavily guarded to prevent discovery by law enforcement or rival cartels. The construction of a narco submarine requires a high level of expertise. Engineers and craftsmen with experience in boat building, welding, and mechanical systems are often recruited, sometimes under coercion. Their skills are critical to ensuring the vessel's functionality and reliability. Each submarine represents months of planning, trial, and error. Builders must balance competing priorities, such as stealth, cargo capacity, and seaworthiness. Prototypes are often tested in local rivers or lakes before being deployed in open waters. Due to the clandestine nature of their operations, builders must rely on locally available materials and improvised tools. Despite these limitations, they have managed to create vessels that rival military-grade submarines in terms of functionality and effectiveness. Over the years, narco submarines have evolved significantly. Early models were little more than crude boats with low profiles, but modern designs incorporate advanced technology and sophisticated engineering. Recent designs are capable of fully submerging, making them nearly impossible to detect. These submarines can travel at depths of up to 30 meters, staying out of sight of surface patrols and radar. Modern submarines can carry up to 10 tons of cargo, a significant improvement over earlier models. This allows cartels to transport larger quantities of contraband in a single trip, reducing the number of voyages and the associated risks. Advances in materials and construction techniques have resulted in more durable submarines. These vessels are capable of withstanding rough seas and long journeys, ensuring they reach their destination intact. The development of autonomous narco submarines marks a major milestone. These vessels can operate without a crew, reducing the risk of human error and making them even harder to detect. In conclusion, the genius design of narco submarines is a remarkable example of how necessity drives innovation. Despite operating in the shadows, the creators of these vessels have achieved a level of engineering sophistication that rivals legitimate industries. Their stealth, efficiency, and adaptability have set a new standard for covert operations, leaving authorities in a constant race to keep up. Whether viewed as a feat of ingenuity or a troubling development, there's no denying the brilliance behind these hidden giants of the ocean. But the story doesn't end there. As law enforcement agencies adapted, so did the cartels. What followed was a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, where every advance in detection technology was met with a countermeasure from the smugglers. And just when authorities thought they'd seen it all, another, more sophisticated submarine would emerge. The rise of narco submarines was fueled by necessity and creativity. Despite limited resources, cartels developed vessels that rival military designs. The genius of these submarines lies in their simplicity, stealth, and adaptability. Law enforcement faces a perpetual challenge, staying one step ahead of evolving smuggling methods. What can we learn from this? Innovation often comes from unexpected places. Even in the darkest corners of human activity, there's a lesson in how constraints can drive extraordinary breakthroughs. And the best part? These submarines are only the beginning of a much larger story about the battle between technology and human ingenuity. What other secrets of the deep ocean are yet to be uncovered? One thing's for sure, the genius of narco submarines proves that even under immense pressure, innovation finds a way.